You remember Chris Kyle, the most decorated sniper in our Navy's history, would wear the SEAL team, particular SEAL team he was in was a white skull with red on the top. There are gentlemen wearing what I've seen for myself at high security events. It's a uniform, but they think the public doesn't see it because they don't. It's tan boots, tan BDU pants, and a black jacket or black shirt. Guys, show people Chris Kyle. Just type in Chris Kyle's name. You'll see him posing for photos dressed that way, and actually even out of country dressed that way, and wearing the same skull hat. Yeah, guys, for TV viewers, please punch up the next one that shows him sitting with the lapua. That was the search you did. I want to show people that because then it shows these exact. There it is. I first again in 2000 when Bush won and it was contested. I would go down to cover the protest and things, and I wasn't for Bush or against Bush, and I would run into guys dressed like that, and later learn they were Navy SEALs, and they were down there as auxiliary. And then I ran into them other places. So when I saw this, I went, that's Navy SEALs. And then they found other close-up photos of the guy wearing a Navy SEAL hat with the big black backpacks and official, certificates there. And then you find out they're in the area where these other patsies are with black backpacks. And, of course, the police had to announce. We've since, the interview's up on the site, talked to the marathon coach who said, no, they were there saying it's a drill. Don't be alarmed. Because people are like, what are these guys with black backpacks? I mean, obviously. And they don't be alarmed. It's a drill. You got standing around with phones, and then in come guys that look like, with big mullets, hunched over, always exactly what you thought, with their backpacks that match the one that blows up with the same strap, and that guy's right behind where the flags are and the explosion goes off. And these photos have been out for days. For days. We report it, and within 5 minutes, CNN goes, this just out. This just, within 5 minutes, CNN goes, oh, this just out. They've got footage from this and that, the same footage, and they don't show it, though. And then later, whoa, we've made the arrest. And they're like, just on Fox during the break there, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the whole cover-up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a lone person. This individual will now be brought to justice. I tune to the next channel. CNN, it's a lone person. The families have got to be elated. Tune to the next channel. Word for word. From Fox to CNN, MSNBC, back there on the satellite. And then I ran here and talked to Stewart real quick. And I tuned in, MSNBC, same thing. They're going, well, the families will be elated. They've got the lone wolf. It's looking like it's going to be a white conservative. We're going to be finding out. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, the scripting from Family Guy to Founding Fathers, every show, every movie, Patriots are going to blow you up. Gun owners are going to blow you up. They're going to link up with Al-Qaeda. Family Guy, the turbaned cowboy who bombs the marathon and runs. I mean, this is so over the top right now that I told Stewart I have never broken something this big, never been more certain, never been more freaked out looking at hundreds of these photos. I mean, we're going to find out very soon. They may change their plans now because of this, and we need your prayers because I've always had a good sixth sense. And I told Rob Dew, I said, something's big. This isn't the event. It's us reporting on this that's going to get big. And I'm telling you, we've got Providence here. The fact that Badondi's up there, our auxiliary reporter, he went and took over the press conferences. The fact that all this is happening, we are in grave danger. I need your prayers. Oath Keepers need your prayers. We got the bad news. They're banned from Lexington Green, where they've been for years. You're saying, well, you're an extremist group. And this happened in the town council. We're going to give you the whole report. With Stewart Rhodes and Stephen Redfern, who was there with the MA chapter of gun rights across America. This isn't a false flag to blame conservatives. Nothing is. And they say drill gone bad. This isn't like Oklahoma City or Fast and Furious where they can try to cover it up or grab all the videotapes. This is all out. If they try to say, here's the lone guy now, and ignore that there's a drill and Navy SEALs with black backpacks there, it's not going to wash, folks. And so I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we definitely made them go ahead. They were probably going to announce this tomorrow when Obama arrives. I'd privately predicted that. I predicted on air they'd start mailing bioweapons out to Congress to get all these bills passed. I mean, I live this, okay? I'm in a war room 24 hours a day sometimes. I've been here for 20 hours. Okay, I got 2 hours sleep last night. I'm not complaining. I have unlimited energy with just a few cups of coffee because, folks, my instincts, my gut, my brain, my intellect, this is full globalist offensive. Okay, I'm ranting and raving. Stewart Rhodes, I got to get into this with you. I don't know if Steve knew what he was getting into, but talk about the fact that they're saying, well, this is extremism. I mean, they've got to give the Ku Klux Klan a permit to have a rally. You guys had this. You've been doing this for years, you know, with perfect record, military people saying they're going to follow their oath, police saying they're going to follow their oath. So wholesome. You're a constitutional lawyer. You know, what was it, Ward's at Yale, was it? Worked for Ron Paul. You're the founder, you know, Army veteran yourself. You know, medically retired at a night jump. You're a great guy, and you're just great guys. They've tried to infiltrate. They can't shut you down. And now in America, you don't have constitutional rights. And in Texas, a gun owner can't walk down a farm road in the middle of nowhere with his son without being arrested. And the cop said, I don't need a law. I mean, this country is in deep trouble. But I know you just came into this, but you're looking at some of it online on your phone right now. What do you make of what we're breaking down here and how big this is? Because it's confirmed now. We've doubled back to the and interviewed the witnesses. There was a drill saying, be calm, don't worry. Stewart Rhodes, what do you say about this?
Well, all I've seen so far are the photos that they put up on the internet showing the backpacks, the guys walking around together like a team. So definitely not going to be a lone actor. This is a team. It's a team effort. So
but they're wearing classic Navy SEAL outfits.
I don't know. I mean, you know, I'm not sure about that. So I haven't looked at all the photos as much as maybe you have, but so all I can say right now is it definitely looks like a team. It sort of looks like somebody came in here together as a team. There's multiple photos of them together. So that to me is the biggest red flag. You know, I'm not going to be able to say by his hat who he's with.
No, I understand that. It could be a false flag doing that. I'm just saying they look like SEALs as well, and they've got credentials, and they're standing around with backpacks. Obviously, people were concerned, so they say this is part of a drill, and then Rob Dew's brother-in-law, who's in Army intelligence, is pulled out of the race and now won't talk to him. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I mean, what do you make of the fact that they're out of the gate saying right-wingers, and we've seen all the preconditioning? You were on 2 weeks ago, and we both agreed false flag was imminent.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is what they want. This is what they need. And either, like I said yesterday on your show, either they want and need a pretext for a war with a foreign nation, or they want and need a pretext to clamp down on their domestic enemies. You know, so that's what's going to happen. You're going to get both. And so it wouldn't be a surprise at all to me to see this as being, you know, just that.
Well, these breaking photos and video are at Infowars.com, auxiliary site, prisonplanet.com if you can't get into Infowars.com, and video streaming right now for everybody free at Infowars.com/listen. We've added the prisonplanet.tv function that members have for everybody right now. This is so important. All right, let's get into what happened with the attack on the First Amendment. There's no doubt about this. They're telling the veterans now, up to 1,000 that are coming, you're not allowed to be there on the 19th. I'm tempted to get on a plane and come cover this because I was told you guys are still going to show up. This is still America, even if the redcoats say it isn't. And you're there with Steve Redfern, the chapter of gun rights across America. Break this down.
Yeah, well, Steve got a permit, and we were good to go until the bombing happened. And they're using the bombing as their excuse for now canceling revoking the permit. Steve, go ahead and fill them in.
Well, the whole venture started, I'd say, roughly 2 months ago when the idea of this rally popped up. I jumped through the hoops. I followed the legal red tape, applied for permits, and with a lot of resistance, I got the permits. I also had a lieutenant detective in Lexington send out what he thought was a secret email to police departments around Massachusetts requesting information or Massachusetts general law that he could use against us to have us arrested, or, as I quote him, he put, deal with us. I got that squashed by calling them out. And
by the way, that's a civil rights violation right there. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah, go ahead.
I agree. So once I got that squashed, magically, a bunch of anti-gun organizations started popping up out of the woodwork. One called Lex Common Sense, who has recently formed directly because of my rally in Lexington, and they're causing, I guess, a ton of headaches for the Lexington Board of Selectmen. So I think this was a perfect excuse for them.
Oh, yeah, they are authoritarians, and we all the documentation at Infowars.com, an article out on this right now for folks that want to get it and get it out to people. These are authoritarians. They're not just going to shut down our Second Amendment. They're going to shut it all down. Please continue.
Yeah, another thing, too, that really sparked my interest is I caught wind of a news article on Lexington Patch at 3:22 p.m., and the article stated that the Lexington Board of Selectmen have voted to revoke my permit, and which is interesting because the meeting and the vote on the permit didn't occur till 6 p.m., so the Lexington Patch had some type of psychic ability, apparently.
Well, Patch is they're not all bad, but it's a cover for Soros groups to put out propaganda locally. It's their agents are everywhere.
Yeah, what I'm getting to is pretty much the Board of Selectmen emergency meeting, and the vote was a smoke and mirror show. They've already decided this well before I was informed.
This is a full-on collectivist offensive, like the Tet Offensive, but it's political to bring us down. Where do you go from here? This is unprecedented.
Well, as of right now, I'm consulting with some attorneys, and they're doing some research in Massachusetts law. And if possible, we're gonna take this to court. Also, with the news.
Well, look, if you just show up and let them try to violate your First Amendment, it turns into Tiananmen Square. And so look, they're going to show everybody what tyrants they are. I mean, you guys are showing up still, right?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to come back and talk about what you're going to do on that front. I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the 3 that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I know what I'm looking at. Hundreds of photos. Paul's posting more of them now. Snapshots, Twitter, video feeds. There are plainclothes, what look like military men, and what I've seen Navy SEALs dress like when they're not in uniform, but when they're, doing operations, all over the place within what looks like patsies. And the media, this has been out for days. We've ran into it, put it out, and then suddenly they said, okay, we have the pressure cooker. Okay, we're going to make arrest. We've made an arrest. It's a lone person, but so sophisticated. It's so incredible to catch someone this sophisticated. And, oh, it's going to be the domestic group. And let's hope the Boston Marathon bomber is a white person. That's the Salon headline. Boston bombing likely carried out by domestic terrorists, the White House says. How would they know that? How would Axelrod say that yesterday afternoon or yesterday morning? But then they have no leads, but they know it's a domestic group and not Muslims. I told you. People are like, it's going to be the Muslims, Alex. Shut up. Yeah, you better hope it's not that, because you know what? They're going to probably, that's in the TV shows now, that the Tea Party works with Al-Qaeda. And the Pentagon has to crush a Tea Party rebellion. This is the branding over to us. And again, these emails get out that they wanted to shut this down, and these are extremists, and we can't let them do this. But I'm correct in saying there at Lexington and Concord, don't they have dozens and dozens of different events in the different areas? I wonder if they're letting them have all their other events, or it's just you being discriminated against. The MA chapter of Gun Rights Across America, Steve Redfern, and Stewart Rhodes, founder of Oath Keepers. Please finish your story.
Well, from what I gather now, the counter-protesters that were set up to be demonstrating against us are not going to be stopped from their counter-protest because they did not pull permits. They're not required to for some reason. So I expect a turnout in Lexington still to counter-protest my pro-gun rally. That's not going to be happening anymore.
What about the other events on April 19th, and the reenactments, things like that?
Well, the reenactment took place this past Monday. They do it early. So that's not going to be canceled.
Isn't there a march from Concord Bridge down to Lexington?
Yeah, from what I gather, they did that early this year.
No, but only the mayors against guns people are allowed to demonstrate without permits. You don't get to, you evil, rascally right-winger. This is just incredible. I mean, this is a big deal. And it's not in the news anywhere. It's breaking at Infowars.com right now. Go ahead.
So our plan of action is we're hoping to retain Blake Felipe, who's a 10th Amendment Center lawyer there in Massachusetts. He's doing research right now, and if we can do it, we're going to file for emergency injunction by a judge. But regardless, our plan of action is to show up and do an oath ceremony. That's what we're going there, is an oath renewal ceremony, and do it anyway. And, you know, they're using the pretext that they don't have enough police officers in case something happens. In the wake of the Boston bombing, with them assisting in Boston, there's not enough officers to respond in case there's some kind of a terrorist attack or other incident on the green. And so our message back to them is, we don't need your help. You know, we're military, police, and first responders ourselves. We got it handled. You know, we don't need your help. Go do what you're going to do, and we'll do what we're going to do. So help us by aiming
Sorry, bro, your phone is breaking up a little bit. Let's go back to Stewart, and we'll come back to you after the break to finish up. Stewart, go ahead and take us out to break with other information. Okay, that was Stewart. So Stephen is there. Steve, you got anything else?
Pretty much just what Stewart was touching on. I am working with a 10th Amendment attorney who's doing some research right now to see what grounds we have to stand on. And depending on what his research turns out, we may be seeking to file an emergency injunction and take it from there. We also discussed the possibility of pulling a restraining order against the elected officials.
You know, I would just reconquer America, reoccupy America from the communists and the globalists. I just show up and take it over and do your speech. And if they want to arrest Americans while letting a bunch of scum, you know, demonstrate against the First Amendment, let them. I mean, do like Martin Luther King did. You're allowed to eat at the lunch counter.
It's a good way to look at it. And
no. The commies, they get to go to the lunch counter. You don't get to. Sorry, go ahead.
And we're willing to do that. I think things are in discussion.
By the way, Stewart, you're a constitutional lawyer. You helped sue with us and win against Pittsburgh. Why don't you just sue them? But I mean, I'd sue them and go take over. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well,
what?
Sure, but I'm not admitted in Massachusetts. Blake can help us right now by filing for an injunction today. So we're going to have him do that. You need a local lawyer to do that. So, but yeah,
all right, great job. I want to get final comments from both of you. We've got to go to break. I'm Alex Jones. Breaking off the chart news, false flag drills. It's incredible. Stay with us. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want. I'm going to shut up and open the phones up for listeners to give us your take on what you've seen. I don't hog the airtime because, you know, of ego issues. I am absolutely in fighting mode. Because, I mean, look, I'm no rocket scientist. But, I mean, I've talked to friends and family who watch TV. They say it can be shows about fixing up houses, nonfiction. It can be fiction. Hawaii Five-0, Founding Fathers, The Following, The Family Guy, comedies. They'll just randomly on HBO shows, I'm told, somebody go, you know, I believe in the Constitution. And, you know, the comedy will say, oh, you're a child molester. Everybody laughs at the person, or laugh at Charlton Heston, say he murdered children, you know, put a skit out about it, and then show him blow his foot off, Jim Carrey. I mean, folks, I'll be in a hotel room on, you know, business traveling to cover something, and I'm afraid to turn the TV on. Unless it's like the Rifleman or something, you know, from the 50s or 60s. It's just, or Leave It to Beaver. Can you imagine if they tried to tell Leave It to Beaver that you Ward Cleaver, we're going to stick our hands down your pants? I mean, this is the type of garbage. So here's the headline. Navy SEALs spotted at Boston Marathon wearing suspicious backpacks, ? That article is up on Infowars.com right now. Very powerful. And now they're saying they may not have the suspect arrested, or they may. I mean, we pushed them, and I don't just say that. And I've had the White House respond to us, all sorts of stuff. They have been sitting on this. This even proves more that it's all concocted. And then they start saying, oh, we have the very video that we were just showing. But they're not showing it, but they're describing it because they don't want to show the Navy SEAL lookalikes that are there with the rubes. And boy, when I say rubes, it is Central Casting. Ladies and gentlemen, looks like Henry Lee Lucas. Let's go. You don't know who that is? You can look him up. I mean, this is Hollywood, baby. This is Hollywood. And again, if you're not in media, you just don't know what you're looking for. Stewart Rhodes, I want to get into the whole Concord thing because you guys were talking over each other and I was interrupting. Just you spend a few minutes and your guest a few minutes. I'm going to go to phone calls at 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. And when you guys launch my phone system, that's another issue because I don't have it on screen. Thank you. Again, Stewart, comments on the Lexington thing. I think everybody, I'm even considering jumping on a plane, but I've got such a war room situation here. This violation of the First Amendment, this setup caught red-handed, the anti-gunners to take the field like the Redcoats in a symbolic victory. They might as well have Piers Morgan there leading them. Everyone needs to converge now on the 19th. What time is the event? This is America. This is not Tiananmen Square. They're on record saying they're going to let the anti-gunners squat up there in their disgusting treason. So you must take the field. I can't believe in America that's some daring thing now to, we'll go onto the park without a permit. But it's incredible. Let's have the call to the info war, my friend.
Well, yeah, we're going to go anyway. And, they want to arrest a bunch of veterans and retired cops for stepping on the green and following in the founders' footsteps and renewing our oaths, and fine. We'll dance that dance. We also have a rally the same day by Oak Ridge, Massachusetts in West Springfield, starting at 2 p.m. And so, folks, even if we can't speak on the green, even if we're, kicked off by the police and presuming I'm not in jail, we'll be at the West Springfield.
I mean, give me a break. Well. Storm the Capitol, man, while you're there. I do it all the time. I mean, just storm them. Just like, fine. You've got the moral authority. Go ahead.
No, that's what we're going to do. We're telling folks, go ahead, you can come on out. We're going to be there on the green, and we're going to do our oath renewal ceremony. I'll tell the cops there, you can choose to be on the side of right or you can be on the side of wrong. Can you imagine
the accursed scum that wants to violate the First Amendment on Lexington Green, where America was born? This is a blasphemy. Go ahead. Ugh.
Well, the liberal cops many of them are on our side. A lot of them don't like what's going on with Lexington. So, we'll see. We'll see if they use their discretion and let us do our oath ceremony or not. We'll find out.
Well, you've obviously got some there that got caught. Obviously, good cops leaked it, saying, let's set up these patriots. They're so scared of you because you're good, and you give the alternative to the treason. Go with the oath-breaking, fast and furious criminals that are funding Al-Qaeda and saying our kids belong to the state, and quoting Mao Zedong, like 7 czars have quoted Mao Zedong, and they want to, it's just a bunch of crazy scum. Of course they can't have you guys up there showing people what America's really all about.
Yeah, this is we are in a cold war with these people, and eventually it's going to turn hot. You have to realize that. And they're going to do everything they possibly can to crush our culture and stamp us out. And so I think, in the long term, it's going to come to a fight. That's the whole point.
And now they're really, Stewart, now they're really freaked out because I think this is all backfiring on them. I don't just say that. I see it, and polls have come out showing that. So now they're doubling down. I think this is a sign of their weakness. Go ahead.
Look at the Chris Murphy thing with NASCAR. Jumping the shark and complaining about NASCAR letting the NRA sponsor one race. It's just ridiculous. And so we'll see what happens with the Oath Keepers car. We got Jeffrey Earnhardt running an Oath Keepers car at the race in Dover, Delaware on June 1st. And so I'm just waiting to see if... Oh, my God, I didn't even know that. You've got an Earnhardt for the Oath Keepers. Well, see, that's why they're scared. They're scared of the light of liberty. Hey, John Harmon. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, no, you're right. We're getting momentum. And so they have to find a way. I just heard that Maduro, the successor for Chavez down in Venezuela, has just revoked the permits for all of his political opponents, not letting them march, not letting them conduct rallies. And so the same kind of junk's going on here, is that, you know, the regime and the people who think they've got all the political power are now afraid of even our free speech. They're going to try to shut us down. And so it is important for Americans to use civil disobedience in the tradition of Martin Luther King and him and David Thoreau. Be willing to go to jail. I'm willing to go to jail. They want to arrest me, fine.
Oh, yeah. If they can shut down our speech, they're going to next they're going to take everything.
Yeah, you got to stand on it. So, you know, be as strong on the First Amendment as you're on the Second Amendment.
Stewart, why are they going so crazy right now? I mean, going on TV, going, your kids belong to us, and arresting veterans that are walking down a rural road with a gun with their son. I mean, and the Texas cops are, it don't matter what the law is. If people are scared, you turn the gun in. I mean, what in the world? Have you seen that video?
Yes, I have. Yeah, the mask is coming off. They're now behaving exactly like they knew they would. They're taking off the mask. They think they can get away with it now.
But you can tell when you watch that Bronze Star, multi-winner guy, you can tell he's not scared at all. It's just confirming everything for him. Don't they get we're not afraid of him? And they can blow up some stuff and blame it on us. People aren't going to buy that anymore.
That's the thing, is a dividing line between patriots and redcoats, and it's becoming much more clear now. And you're going to see the mask come off on their side and be more blatant. But as you said, there's millions of Americans who are woken up, and we're not going to buy the propaganda. The propaganda doesn't work on us anymore. We're taking the red pill, and they can't fool us anymore. So now what are they going to do with us? Now they have to crush us. That's what's going on.
Well, I just want to make sure they're all brought to justice through the courts when we beat these people, and we will beat them. We will beat them. We are the resistance, Stewart, and God will give us providence. I can't tell you the providence we're having. It's freaking me out, the stuff going on around here. It's providence, my friend. It's happening.
Oh, I agree. I think as long as we're resolute and don't back off on our principles, I believe there's enough Americans now that we've reached a tipping point. But what I worry about, though, is, as I said before, is the Achilles heel of the American people right now is food. We don't have enough food storage. We don't have a grain reserve. I encourage everyone out there to start thinking in terms of storing food for your community. And make sure you form a neighborhood watch or some kind of mutual aid association to be the distribution point. But make sure you take care of feed your neighbors, because when it comes right down to it, that's our biggest weakness. They can starve us out.
Well, God bless you. I know I'm ranting here because I'm on 2 hours sleep. We're going to go into overdrive next hour. We're going to go into your phone calls, and Steve Pachenik's popping in to give us his take on this. I don't know what it is yet. We're going to find out. But this is devastating intel right now. Anything else, Steve Redfern? I mean, does this just not confirm the scallywag nature of the people we're facing, that they don't want to just desecrate the Second Amendment, they want to incinerate the First?
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. And another update, too, I just got a message from the president of Gun Rights Across America. He's kind of in fear of this now.
Oh, yeah, no, the fear is coming in. People are like, oh, no, because everybody knows they're about to blame the Patriots for this. So it's like, oh, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, the message he just sent me was that he feels I haven't been 100% honest with him about the rally, and he just officially removed me from Gun Rights Across America.
Well, that's fine. We need to remove support from them, and Gun Owners of America, would never do this to you. So just, just call up Larry Pratt, and we all know him, and have him sponsor the event. I mean, again, it doesn't matter. You don't need that stupid name. You're going out there. They'll try to spin that, so I wouldn't even use that in the media. They'll go, oh, look, discredited. The head of the group, the head guy says they can't. You're going out there as Oath Keepers. The Oath Keepers are going to take the green, whether the scum likes it or not. How's that sound?
Sounds great to me.
I mean, folks.
Larry Pratt will be there, as a matter of fact. He's one of our speakers, so he'll be there.
Well, so Larry Pratt will be there. Well, just make it a Gun Owners of America thing. I mean, you don't even need the stupid permit name. Make it, make it your group. Make it Oath Keepers. It's dirty that they follow their oath. You swear an oath to it. I mean, this is so crazy, gentlemen. God bless you. Anything else, Stewart Rhodes?
Nope. Just folks, we gotta be strong. Be as willing to stand up and take the heat as our forefathers were. So it's like we're the first wave at the beach of Normandy. So embrace the suck and realize your place in history.
Well, how many miles did they drag giant cannons from Ticonderoga in leather shoes with trails of blood. And, I mean, all we're talking about doing is going and standing on a green. I mean, that's how enslaved America's gotten.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. And unarmed. We're not even allowed to bring a slung rifle, which is why this is my last trip to Lexington. I think it's perverse. You can't even take a friggin' rifle out of Lexington Green. I think it's disgusting. So this is my last time to go do this. After this, the fight's going to be at the ground level across the country.
Yeah, the enemy's captured Massachusetts. God almighty. All right. Well, thank you, Steve Redfern. Anything else, sir?
That's it, Alex. Thanks for having us, and hopefully we can see you on Friday.
You bet. God bless. I am physically ill at this point. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.